Hockey season is finally among us, which means it's time to go around the NHL to see who's actually going to be making the cut. We're only going through the top three for each division, followed by the wild card, because that is much easier than trying to predict how every single team is going to fare in a four division league, each with 8 teams in it. Let's actually jump right in. Starting with the Eastern Conference, we have the first of its divisions. And I think that the defending champ Florida Panthers are going to retain that division title, though the Boston Bruins are likely still going to try to make a push to dethrone them. While the Lightning, they should be expected to improve, but I don't think they're going to make it all that far. There's too much wear and tear from previous seasons, and they're still looking at some long-term issues. But in the end of the day, it's the Panthers division to lose. This one is much more unpredictable considering how many teams are not doing so well. I think the Rangers are going to defend their title as division champs, whereas the Hurricanes are still expected to be as competitive as ever for the playoffs. And I think the Islanders are going to finally make their way back into competitive form, taking the third place position. No, I do not think that the Rangers will win the President's Trophy again. I just don't see how it would be possible. They would probably know that winning the President's Trophy is pointless by now. So I would assume they try to avoid that curse in order to get another shot at the title. As well as the Maple Leafs have been doing, unfortunately for them, things are still not going their way. And I think that things are finally going to get to where they could be in danger of not making the playoffs. But they'll still make it in as a wild card team, with the second wild card team being the Pittsburgh Penguins somehow finding their way back in because it's the Pittsburgh Penguins. Following some brutal ways to end seasons, I think the Avalanche are going to continue that trend by finishing on top of their division, winning the President's Trophy, only to not make it past the first round. The Minnesota Wild aren't that much different. They're going to be failing upwards yet again, only to get bounced early on. And the Winnipeg Jets will manage to avoid imitating their brethren in New York and find a way in because they have no need to use Aaron Rodgers or an equivalent of them. As brutal of a way to go out as it was, the Edmonton Oilers are looking to bounce back after losing the Stanley Cup Finals with a chance to defend their conference crown. I think they'll take the first place position, with the Vancouver Canucks falling off a good bit from overachieving. And the Vegas Golden Knights, despite having some favorites, are probably not going to win the division. They'll probably finish with the third place at best. There's really not much else to talk about with this team. They're still probably hung over. Seattle is likely going to be wanting to bounce back after last season. And I think they also decided to take a new coach. I don't remember. I'm sure someone will mention it. But either way, I think the Kraken will bounce back. And the Dallas Stars, they're in the middle of the Peter DeBoer experience, which means it's time to start seeing the decline in ability. Congratulations on barely getting in, but don't be surprised if you barely miss out as well. And Peter DeBoer outstays his welcome, leading to his firing. Seen this script before, guys.